Well, on the day, I mean, I felt like overall we played pretty well. Played some different people in the second game, and the first game defensively was great till I guess the 10th inning. I guess we made 2 errors in that inning, but really you look back on it, the play of the day was Aloy's play at shortstop was incredible. Catches the ball over his head, the wind's blowing the ball over, spins and makes an off-balance throw right on the money, and we get a tag out. And instead of being down 2 runs going into the bottom of the 10th, we're only down 1. Obviously, we ended up scoring 2 and winning the game. We seemed to, I just thought we were a little first game jitters, a little tight the first game, and I thought their starter did a really nice job of locating all of his pitches. And, I looked at his record last year in junior college. He was 11-0 with like a 1.99 ERA, and you're kind of thinking, well, that's junior college. But on the other hand, you're thinking this guy knows how to pitch, and he does. And wasn't overpowering at all, but just did a great job. But I thought that Gackle was outstanding. You take away I think it was the 3rd inning when his pitch count got up there a little bit. He was cruising after 2 innings. I think he'd only thrown 22 pitches. And thinking, yeah, this guy might go 6 or 7 today. And give them credit. I mean, they fought him a little bit. And, the first game was a big win. I think we kind of relaxed. And threw a totally different type pitcher at his second game, kind of a location-type lefty. Might top out at 87 maybe. A lot of change-ups and some cutters. And, we put together a really good inning there. And I think it was the 4th. We scored 6 runs with 2 outs. And, give our hitters a lot of credit. They worked a lot of counts today, and we had a lot of runners on all day, really. Could have scored a lot more runs, but, we swung at some pitches out of the zone and things we hadn't seen much of in our scrimmages. So just some guys trying to do a little too much. But in the second game, I think Zach Root really set the tone. First inning, he was really good for 5 innings, honestly. Really commanded his breaking ball. Had a cutter, fastball, busted right-handers in with his heater, locked him up, and, he had it all going today. It was fun to watch. So, good day for us.
You think you mentioned Aloy's play. I mean, did that, like, you fall behind and maybe a little flat, like having that play, you think provide a boost when you guys get back in the dugout, a little bit of energy?
I think so. I mean, the guys didn't even act like we were down, and we were down to our last 3 outs. They were just congratulating him on a great play, and we all did, So I got to tell our guys, we want to win every game, but we're not going to win every game. I want to see what we need to do. I want to see what kind of moves we need to make, who can hit right-handed pitch and left-handed pitch, and, whatever. And trying to figure out some roles from some pitchers. But, I do believe this too. If you have a good team, you're going to find ways to come back and win games when you're losing in your last at bat, and that's what we did today. And it definitely was a little bit of a springboard leading into the second game.
How impressive too! Not only how the pitchers were able to throw today, but doing it in this weather. Again, first time against a different group of hitters.
Yeah, real impressive. I mean, it's tough to grip the ball, and it's this isn't baseball weather. It is what it is. I feel fortunate to get the games in when you look at the weather, what was coming in and what's coming in Sunday, and thank goodness we're playing out of town next weekend because it didn't look very good again. So, as you can tell, all I do is watch the weather. But it's the pitchers were really good all day, all of them. None of them really had any control issues. They commanded the zone with more than one pitch, and went through some pretty good hitters. And I don't think we could have asked any more of our pitchers today.
For that first game, to come down to the way it did, for them to show the type of fight they did there at the end, I wonder what you think about that.
Doesn't surprise me a bit. I mean, we have a good team. There's some guys that are going to fight to play, and they're pushing each other, but they all like each other, it seems like. And I don't think they're ever going to shut it down. I mean, you're just kind of a walk and a base hit away from, having that guy up maybe when you're down a couple and hit a 3-run homer. And I think I hope this team has that knack, because that's what pushes you over the top, is when you can come back and beat people late.
What do you think about Brent Iredale and the day
Well,
he
he
had?
had a great day. He, yeah, unfortunately for him and us, I mean, if the wind's not blowing like it was, that ball hits the top of the batter's eye. I mean, that ball is absolutely crushed, and it didn't go anywhere. But you look at it, we had a couple balls that would have been out of the park, 2 or 3. They had a couple as well. One of ours would have been a 3-run homer, Maxwell's ball. Center fielder made a great play, still got a sac fly out of it, but the ball's hammered. And then, Brent's ball there. But I like the base hits up the middle, line drives all over the field, and I thought he played great defense for us today. Cut off a couple of balls that we're going to get to more to the 6-5 hole that probably not going to be able to throw anybody out. And one of them, he started a double play. So, I said all along that we knew he could hit. And then when he got to campus, my comment was, well, he's a better defender than I thought, and he's continued to get better, and that's been big for him and us.
I guess to be able to get Jimenez into that game, that second game, just when a pitcher comes back from not having pitched an actual game for that long, just what did you think of how his day went?
Yeah, I thought he was great. I mean, he's throwing the ball 90, 91 miles an hour with some sink, and he's not even 12 months out of Tommy John. And take him, he was only going to throw one inning, and that's what he did. And had a bad hop single, had a ball hit really good with no wind. That ball goes out of the park, kind of disappeared in the, kind of that high sky there. And but it was really good to get him on the mound. He's going to help us, and you'll see his velocity climb as the season goes on.
And then for Helfrich to lead off the bottom of the ninth with that walk in the first game after what happened in the top of the ninth, just what did you think of that at bat in particular?
Yeah. Well, what happened was, first off, he made a great play keeping that ball fair, and that would have been our second out, and then the go-ahead run would have gone to third. He's such an athletic catcher. He was on it so quick, and he kept it from spinning foul, and threw its sidearm. And I've talked to him about this. His arm is really good, and it got on the first baseman, and it almost got all the way to the corner. And he felt bad about it. You're thinking maybe the first baseman would catch it, but it's like, it's kind of a tweener ball. Need to have a little more feel on that. Maybe just take a little bit off of it, but. It was a good play, and but then for him to come up to start that inning and not go out of the zone, chasing, trying to hit a home run to make up for it and all that, and just getting on base, doing his job, and let the next guy bunt him over, and then we end up walking, and it all went our way from there pretty much.
Coach, on the topic of Ryder, did you have that bunt single for the first hit of the season for the entire team? Was that something where he's checking down to see where the third baseman's playing? Is that something that you guys expected, or he does it and it's all instinct from there?
Well, Ryder's a really good bunter. We put it on, and he was a good bunter last year and taking it up a notch. We work on it a lot. He's a good runner for a catcher. He's a good runner for a college player. I mean, he's a good athlete. So, we talked to the guys yesterday. I told them, I said, we are going to get to play tomorrow, but offensively, you guys aren't going to like the way how hard and how cold the wind's going to be, and you're not going to like which direction it's blowing. So we got to figure out how to score runs. We're going to have to steal some bases, maybe lay down a bunt, and that's kind of what went down. We played a little small ball to get the lead, and then ended up winning the game with some walks and some attempted bunts, and I think it bothered their pitcher. He had trouble throwing it over the plate when we were showing bunts. And then obviously in the second game with some balls off top of the wall, home run, a couple more doubles, and did a nice job.
And you kind of mentioned too, playing different guys in the second game. One of those, Cam Kojal at second base. What do you think of his day, and just the potential that he gives you guys as another option as an infielder and a hitter?
Yeah, had a good day. Had 2 doubles. Both of his doubles, he hit him. He kind of top spun both of them, hit him off towards the end of the bat, one into right center, one down the right field line, and it hit off the wall. It was, it's good. We need him to hit, and he's done a good job. He's a guy that if he'll go the other way, he'll really hit. But he likes to pull, and we're working on that. And his 2-strike approach is where he's been getting his best swings. His early swings has been almost a little too violent, too hard, and swinging and missing. 2 strikes, chokes up a little bit, bat flattens out a little bit, and that's when he's been doing his damage. And You know,
Yeah, I thought it was great. 2 wins on the day, so that's always a positive. And for me, I think my curveball is pretty beneficial for me today. It seemed like they weren't seeing it that well, so I was able to steal some strikes with it and just did the best of my ability to fill up the zone.
Yeah, and going off that, Gackle was kind of the guinea pig because we didn't have a lot of information on Washington State because they got a lot of transfers. So just watching him and see what worked for him, and he came up to me and said, they're not really seeing the curveball, so that kind of set the game plan for me as well, and just felt great going out there and getting a win for the team.
Brent, if you don't mind, walk us through kind of your approach there in the bottom of the 10th in the first game. The sacrifice fly isn't really sexy, but got the win. Was that kind of the plan when you went out there? Just put it on the outfield somewhere?
My plan obviously is to hit the ball firm and everything. Obviously trying to stay in the middle of the field. With the wind, I was sort of trying to pull the ball, but I don't know. I feel like I left my approach a little bit, especially with my second strike, just swinging at a high ball for no reason. With 2 strikes, I'm just trying to make contact, and I was able to get down and get that change up, whatever it was.
And DVH did some changes there with the second game in the lineup, put some more righties in there. Just how good is it early in the season to get, contributions from, not only maybe the first 9, but the next guys and, show off that depth a little bit early this season?
Yeah, just showing off the depth in general is it's a positive thing for the team. We know that every guy can do it, especially against a good team like Washington State. So, if every guy can produce runs and hits and everything, it allows us to be comfortable whether it doesn't matter who's playing. So,
Brent, I guess your family was in. I guess how cool was it to be able to do that in front of them?
It was exciting. Last time they saw me play baseball was probably about, I want to say 6 months ago. So I don't know, last May. Them coming to town, the cold's not Australians' favorite. So, They enjoyed me watching. They enjoy watching me play all the time. So being able to do what I did today just made them happy. And after I spoke to them today, they're happy with me.
Hey, Gabe, on the radio, they said they thought that you maybe have lost your feel of your fastball after a couple of innings and went more to off-speed pitches. Just very efficient the first 2 innings. What did you think about what you did 3 through 5?
Yeah, I think there was a little patch there where I didn't have too much feel. Luckily, I was able to lean on some other pitches to kind of get out of it. But, I think it's just growing as a starting pitcher, kind of learning how to get out of those funks. And I think I did a good job today. I kind of cleaned it up in the 5th inning. Felt good after the 5th. So, it's just a learning curve.
Brett, what was the mood like in the dugout after they had gone up in the 10th and then you're coming back out?
Yeah, every time someone goes up, there's always a little doubt. But with us, there really isn't. We're all pretty talented, and we're all getting hits in game 1. So, the win was a factor, but we were all squaring up balls. We're never out until there's the 3rd out. So, we're never down. We had our best hitters coming up, so it was go time.
Zach, you come over here from ECU, and obviously better competitions ahead in the SEC, but what specifically was maybe the biggest things you've worked on here this offseason, your first one with Arkansas?
Yeah, I'd say, I came in and I talked to Hobbs, on the visit and said, I just want to be able to throw curveballs and breaking balls more consistently in the zone, and that's just what we've been working on.
I guess that paid off today, with your insistence on the curveball. Gak, what's impressed you about seeing Root come in and first year here in the program and, what he's been doing so far?
Yeah, since Zach kind of came to campus, he's always been, first time I saw him throw, he's kind of an elite strike thrower. You watch him pitch, and, when you think of someone, I feel like you can define him as, a true pitcher. He kind of keeps the hitters off balance, fills up the zone, and is super efficient. So I love watching Zach pitch. It's really fun. He fills up the zone, and, I'll try to pick his mind probably throughout the week.
Did anything feel different today for you, making the start instead of coming out of the bullpen?
I'd say slightly, just because you're coming into the game at a different time, but for the most part, it's the same preparation.